common for companies to waste an extraordinary amount of money when buying ERP. You don't hear about this because people don't like talking about their failures. In this video, I'll identify 5 costs where companies burn money, explain why they occur, and describe how to avoid them. Before we start, note that all examples in this video are publicly available and published online. The first cost is an implementation that exceeds budget. For example, implementation delays cost Montclair University $20 million over budget. The primary cause of this is the extra time spent handling significant new requirements found during the implementation. This is often called scope creep, but it is really an inadequate requirements analysis. To avoid this cost, start with an analysis that captures all significant business requirements. The second cost is delayed ROI. Think of buying a rental property and taking a year longer than planned to let it. That lost year of rental is the cost of delayed ROI. ERP implementations that run late have the same delayed ROI cost. This happens because ERP purchases are treated as an expense, not an investment with a real return. Cubic Corporation implemented ERP to cut operational costs by $16 million annually. Implementation took 2 years longer than planned, which cost them $32 million in delayed ROI. To avoid this cost, treat an ERP purchase as a real investment and recognize that delayed ROI is a real cost. The third cost is business disruption when going live. The software doesn't deliver what the business processes need. It often appears as software glitches preventing customer orders from being fulfilled. Revlon implemented ERP that disrupted manufacturing at their North Carolina plant, costing them $64 million in lost sales. This cost is caused by inadequate testing of the new software before going live. Finish Line implemented supply chain software. Business disruption cost them $30 million in the quarter they went live. They had to close 150 retail stores and the CEO lost his job. To avoid this cost, you need adequate business requirements and then testing the software against those requirements. Waiting until you go live to find these problems is expensive. The fourth cost is where the new ERP doesn't meet expectations. For as long as the ERP is used, the missing functionality must be handled elsewhere. JB Hunt found their new ERP didn't meet their needs. What they got was such a poor match they ended up in court. The reason for this boils down to buyers not doing their homework, for example inadequate requirements and falling prey to sales pitches. Occasionally software is misrepresented. The new ERP at Southeast Power corrupted data and calculated prices incorrectly. It also delayed customer deliveries and jeopardized future sales. Avoiding this cost starts with an adequate requirements analysis and measuring how well potential products fit. The devil is always in the details. All ERPs have compromises and buyers should know them before signing the contracts. The fifth cost is that of selecting software that limits growth. ERP purchases should last 10 to 20 years. If you outgrow the new ERP too soon, you will either bear the costs of working around limitations or the cost of replacing it. This happens when the ERP is not aligned with the corporate visions and goals and growth is not factored into the software selection. For example, Sobeys, Canada's number 2 grocery retailer, implemented ERP only to find it could not handle their transaction volumes, costing them $50 million. To avoid this cost, factor planned growth into the ERP selection. In this video, you have seen the 5 costs to avoid when purchasing ERP. Remember that the only goal of new ERP is to meet expectations. These 5 costs are common to all ERP purchases, but more dangerous to smaller companies with limited resources. Getting new ERP software is a risky business, as these examples show. Our mission is to minimize your risk and maximize your ROI when you purchase new ERP. If you are a private equity firm with portfolio companies that have outgrown their ERP and you want to increase multiples, or if you're a CXO and your company needs new ERP to meet your business goals, please contact us and let's schedule an online meeting to explore how we can help you.